Let me hook you with this, okay? It's a story about the time I almost died. Okay, so I gotta give it a little bit of context. So basically, we filmed the video like 8 hours away. It was a normal video. We finished at midnight. All the boys slept well. We don't drink. We don't do drugs. We're just normal.
Yeah,
normal guys.
Good Carolina boys.
So good night's sleep. We start our drive home. It's a 8-hour drive with me and like 2 of my other friends. And so I mean, I'll get rid of the fluff, but like we're just listening to Joe Rogan's podcast with David Blaine. We're at the part where like Joe stabs him in the bicep. Just really, we're loving it. And I'm just listening, sitting there, and then my friend driving, which I don't even really want to name his name because I want to embarrass him.
Don't do it.
Yeah, he just says, "Can we pull over to a gas station? I don't feel too good." And I'm like looking at the road, and I turn and look to my left, and his head's just bobbling, and he's just like,
"Wait, is he driving?"
Yeah, down the highway, and he's just like dead.
We talking about?
Like his arms just went limp like that. He just said that.
The guy driving the car?
Yeah.
He gave you one warning, then fell asleep.
Well, it wasn't even like a warning.
Not even a warning. Just like, hey.
I don't feel so good. And then I look over and he's just like this. And so it's him driving. I'm just going to call him Andrew because I don't want to put him on blast. And then my friend Tyler is sitting behind him. So I instantly am like, this fell asleep. So I grab the wheel. I'm sitting in the passenger seat. And I'm just kind of like keeping the car going straight. And I just yell, "Wake the f!" And I'm like yelling. Yeah. And he's not waking up. And a few seconds go by, and then Tyler in the backseat literally punches him in the head. And his head just goes to the side. We're just,
I hope he wakes up.
Screaming, "Wake up," as we're going down the highway. And like his foot, though, is still on the gas. So we're like slowly going a little faster now. We're going like 80 or 85.
Hell yeah.
And I'm
now
just
it's
like,
interesting.
exactly. And I have my hand on the steering wheel. I'm in the passenger seat. And this is a big car with like a console in the middle. So I'm like barely grabbing it. And I just like, Tyler, I don't think this is going to wake up. And so,
well, how long has this been going on at this point?
Like probably like 6 or 7 seconds. I mean, we're moving quick.
Okay.
He's like literally dead. And just like,
okay.
And so I was like, I gotta, in my head, I'm like, I gotta take his foot off the gas. But the problem is because there's a console and everything.
Of course.
To take it,
you have to move a 200-pound human who's, by the way, knocked unconscious.
Yeah, but not even that. It's like I can't touch his foot on the pedal without leaning below the wheel, and so I can't see the road. So I'm steering the car, but to take his foot off the gas, I have to put my head below the steering wheel so I can reach it. So I'm like driving, and I was just like, we can't go 100 miles an hour. There's cars everywhere. There's riding our ass, and I'm like, my driver's dead. Can you just chill for 5 seconds? So I just was like, I gotta slow this car down. So I was just like, just put my head below the wheel. I grabbed his foot and just threw it off the gas, and then I look up, and I'm like, oh, we're still going straight. And then, I lean over, tap the brakes, look up, and I'm just doing that.
You're tapping the brakes with your hand?
Yeah, with my other hand.
Yeah. Smart.
How else?
It's the best play.
This is crazy.
I still have my seatbelt on. I can't reach over and unplug it. There's a console. It's like choking me.
And homie's not waking up?
No, he's just dead. Like literally, he's just never thought this would ever happen in a million years. And so I just was like, got to get us off the road. You know how like on the side of the highway there's those strips you hear when you're like
yeah.
So I just like I leaned over, I had my foot on the brake and slowly like pulled off, and I could hear the strip on the right tire.
You were driving the car based on
the strip, the
on
sound.
Hearing
because I couldn't really see you. And then I heard it on the left wheels, and I was like, okay, we're off the highway. I looked up to make sure, and I just slammed on the brakes, and we're off. We didn't hit a car. We're just on the side of the highway, and so I think everything's over. I literally, the second I let off the brake so I can put the car in park, which is like on my stomach in the console, he comes back to life. His heart starts beating again, which I'll explain what happened. And he just stomps on the gas. And I'm like sitting up, not with my hand on the brake anymore, because he came back to life, and because what he was doing was driving, he instantly started driving again. That was because it was just like.
So he floored it.
Yeah. And so I, like literally, we're on the side of the highway. I instantly bent back over to touch the brake, but I was like, we could go right on the road and just get hit 70 miles an hour. So I just yoinked the wheel to the right. So we just slammed into a concrete wall, and that just stopped the car.
That'll do it.
Yeah, and then my head's like bleeding, and I have marks everywhere. And Tyler just runs around and just rips him out of the car.
Yeah.
And then I lean up, put the car in park. And so